This year, Jack, we've heard buzzwords like quiet quitting, as well as the great resignation. But you wrote about this phenomenon called the quitfluencer. Can you explain?
Yeah. Yeah. What happens is this, and I've seen this through my career as a recruiter, is that if you have in a company, let's say a senior person, a go-to person, someone everyone loves, admires, and respects, and all of a sudden they tender their resignation, it sends a chill down the spine of everybody. Like, why did Jack quit? What's going on? What does he know that we don't know? And then before you know it, it's kind of like a contagion effect. So that other people say, wait, if he's leaving, he may know something that I don't. And maybe I'm going to leave too. So then they start updating their resume, updating LinkedIn, start searching for a new job, finding recruiters. And then a few other people leave. And what happens is snowballs. And then recruiters from the outside companies kind of sweep in and say, okay, we smell blood in the waters because it's hard to find talent. So we're going to now poach out that talent because something must be going on with that company. So then before you know it, you just have so many people leaving and the company becomes really challenged in what to do next.
Why does it seem like this quitfluencer is always the top tier employee?
Because you know what? That's who people look up to. Let's say you have, and please, I don't mean this with any disrespect. If you have, let's say, a C minus person, a low performer, if they leave, no one's going to really care that much. They're going to say, okay, in a way, I hate to say it, Brittany, but I'm glad Jack left. He really wasn't adding that much value. And we're not going to be heartbroken. But if a valued employee leaves, someone who has, everyone has a high regard for them, it's a completely different matter.
And when you wrote this, a recent survey that you found that 25% of workers are looking to switch jobs over the next year, while about 45% are fully immersed in the job hunt. Why do you think that is?
See, it's interesting. When I wrote it, and this is why I'm so glad we're doing this kind of talk, because it was only really a few months ago where I wrote it, and things changed so dramatically. There's
Walk us through
runaway.
that change.
So what happened, like seemingly overnight, there's record high, 40-year record high inflation. And the Fed needs to bring it down. And to bring it down, one of the things they do is hike interest rates. The other thing they do is try to depress hiring. And actually, and this sounds so horrible, but it kind of makes sense what Jerome Powell, the head of the chair, the head of the Fed is doing, is trying to get companies to actually lay off people, because his theory is this: if more people are unemployed, they're not going to have money to buy goods and services and travel. And that if they can't do that, inflation will come down. So it changed dramatically from 2021, where everything was hot, everything was great, everything was going really well. And then you hit into 2022, and now you're seeing layoffs, downsizing, hiring freezes, job offers rescinded. So it completely changed within a small window of time.
Going into 2023, right now we are on the precipice of that. Is it a better time to be the employer or the employee?
It looks like it's going to be a better time to be the employer, because it seems that the higher interest rates, high inflation rates, it's such that companies are going to keep downsizing, laying off people, enacting hiring freezes, job rescissions, and it's not going to end pretty soon. So I think for people who are currently working, you want to make yourself indispensable. You want to make sure that your job is safe, you're doing everything to exceed expectations. And if you decide to leave, be very thoughtful. Definitely do not leave without having another job lined up. People did that, 6 months ago or so. As of now, moving forward, you want to wait. And then even if you're looking for a job, you want to make sure that the company's in good shape. You want to ask tough questions to see if they're laying off people or if there are any problems. And you have to be really super careful when you make your next move.
I want to talk about that. How do you, as a person in the job hunt, do your due diligence to make sure that company is in good shape?
Yeah, that's a great question, because sometimes it's hard to tell. The outside veneer of what companies try to put forth is, hey, we're doing great. So you have to Google and look at everything you can. You want to find out, maybe if you know somebody at the company, to ask them, hey, what's really going on over there, Brittany? What's behind the scenes? You want to check out LinkedIn and look at profiles of people at the company. Are you seeing a turnover? You want to when you interview, you just want to ask those tough questions. It's going to be uncomfortable, but you may want to ask your interviewer, hey, do you have plans to let people go? Do you have plans to cut costs? Let me know what's really happening here.